So welcome back to Kapow TV, and we're down at the Ricoh Centre Convention in Leicester, and we're at the Martial Arts Expo. Today I've got a special guest. Some of you will know him from Mind, Body and Kick-Ass Moves. He's really renowned for that. But behind the scenes and other things he does, and also his ABC combat system. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thanks, Graham. Nice to see you again.
Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit what inspired you about martial arts kick-ass moves. Now, that's 10 years ago.
It's 10 years ago. Yeah, shocking.
And it's 80 countries. It's
180 countries that were broadcasting.
Man,
yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, it went all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a good show. It's fun to make.
Oh, I've seen it. It is. It's lots of fun.
It played in Australia, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I think it was ABC. No, it would have been BBC. No, it was ABC. Yeah, and also on the pay TV channels as well. So it keeps getting reruns because it's so popular. They want to dig that back out again and reuse it.
It's fun.
So, but I hear
it's cheap. That's why.
Oh,
selling it cheap. Yeah,
selling it cheap now. 10 years old, still getting the kickbacks on it.
Yeah. Still paying the mortgage.
Oh, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Very good.
Now I hear a rumour.
Yeah.
That Mind, Body, Kick-Ass Moves is going to come to Australia. And not just Australia for the show, but it's also going to be you're going to be doing some combat systems in your
that's right.
ABC.
That's right. I've been teaching ABC combat system now for a couple of years. It's starting to grow quite well in the UK.
Yeah.
It's starting to get some branches in Europe. We've had some interest from Australia. So we're looking at next year coming over and doing a tour.
Yeah.
From Melbourne, Sydney. I think it's called the Gold Coast, isn't it? Is it called the Gold Coast?
Or Queensland, that
Queensland,
state. Yeah, so Gold Coast is very popular.
Yeah. So, and we're thinking about making a show as well while we're out there. Sort of road show.
A road show.
Yeah. So, a bunch of delinquents on the road teaching martial arts.
Yeah, and so we better alert people that you're coming so they can avoid you tracking around.
Yeah, stay well away,
Crazy UK guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, part of the inspiration for Mind, Body, Kick-Ass Moves, what inspired you at the beginning of that?
To make the show, do you mean?
It was a hard slog, first of all, as it is. Yeah. We get lots of martial arts shows.
Yeah, I mean, I'd lived in China for a long time, and I've been doing martial arts since I was a little kid. And I went out and studied Chinese. My first degree was Chinese. So I studied at London and studied at Beijing University as well. And then I ended up working in theatre. I worked in theatre as an actor for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't paying the bills. I thought I needed to get into TV. So pays slightly better.
Yeah.
So
I haven't heard that myself, but
slightly better. It's not great, but it's slightly better. Yeah. It's still not filmed, but it's
yeah.
So I ended up pitching the show around, and eventually BBC picked it up.
Yeah.
And it just went from there. Really, it was thought of as a niche show, which it was. It was a niche within a niche, really, martial arts. And I think everyone was really surprised. How popular it became. Here in the UK, but also internationally. Yeah,
well, 180 countries, it's pretty popular.
It's still, to date, the most widely broadcast, most widely distributed factual entertainment documentary that the BBC have ever made in the history of BBC TV, still.
Well, that's why it's ready for a new series.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's right.
Now, tell me about ABC.
Yeah.
Because I can't go past that in my alphabet, but I'll learn the rest of it later on. That's probably what you think for people like me. I'm going to go to ABC, that's it,
Well, there's only 26 letters, isn't there?
Oh, is there that many?
Well, there is in our alphabet, yeah. So, ABC Combat System, it's a system of martial arts that's based around the letters of the alphabet. Yeah. Now, people always say, well, why do you base a martial arts system around the letters of the alphabet? Graham, like you, I know you did a lot of training as well. Like you, I did a lot of training as a youth, and I was frustrated with not being able to teach people the stuff that I'd learned. Yeah. I took a discipleship. I was with my teacher 6 days a week.
Yeah. And it's pretty intense. You don't find many people doing that these days.
No, you don't. No. You don't. But I think there is a benefit. There are skills and there are qualities that you learn from taking discipleships. Yeah. But I was struggling. I wasn't able to pass it on to people, and that frustrated me. And I realised, people do have a life, they have families, they have jobs and stuff, and they're not going to sit on a mountain for 10 years in China like I did. Yeah. So I simplified a system, basically, and I found this guy in Manchuria about 150 years ago. He was struggling with the same problem. When I say I found him, I found him in research. I didn't find he's not still alive. You found him. He's looking amazing. He's 250 now, isn't it?
He's looking well for that.
Yeah. But he was classically trained in the katana, and he was struggling teaching the younger officers who had all learned guns, how to use a gun, They hadn't done as much training with him as he had with the sword. So he taught them the chops based on the letters of the kanji, you know, the brush strokes.
Yeah.
And when I read about that guy and the success that he'd had doing that, I thought, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we link the essence of martial arts, as I interpret it, to something that we already know, letters of the alphabet.
Yeah.
So it's not abstract, it's not esoteric, it's not unusual, it's not weird. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it for 20 years.
It's heavily ingrained in
It's heavily ingrained there.
Yeah. So what?
And it works.
Yeah. What particular techniques do you draw from the arts? So you're not just doing the Chinese arts. You've plucked in from some of the general self-defense, military type training. So how do they come together?
It's a combative system. So I spent 10 years in China, but I also spent time all over Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
You know, looking at a lot of different arts, looking at Thai boxing, looking at boxing, looking at some of those traditional fighting arts, and I studied Victorian boxing as well.
Okay.
You know, and pre-Victorian boxing, before they introduced pads, because it was a very different system. The strategies were very different, you see. They didn't need to be complex.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't trying to trick each other, you know. They were just trying to hit each other and hurt each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, as crude as that sounds, we you know, put some of those techniques into the system. And we you know, people were able to use it very quickly. And we had some of the guys that have come on the courses, just like even the day seminars, I get an email back from them a year or two later and say, oh, do you know what? 2 blokes pulled a knife on me in Edinburgh or wherever they were, and don't know how I did it, but I just disarmed them really quickly.
Because you're attracting other stylists, other instructors in other martial arts, and they're seeing the value in that and adopting that to their system. So not only did you say Taekwondo and Karate as a normal base, introducing the ABC. So you got an instructors program. Tell me about
mate. So the instructors program is designed as an add-on, really. Well, there's two sections to it. We've got people who are coming to it, they just want to be ABC instructors.
Yes.
But we've got a lot of people who've already got clubs, but they don't have a weapons-based system. Yeah. Or they're interested in it, they want to learn it. So we went out and we taught, first of all, before we started the instructor program, we went out and we taught a number of different military units in the UK. Yeah. We taught them at Stonehouse Barracks, we taught the Marines, and we tried it out for a couple of days. Yes. Well, these are guys who've come back from Afghanistan, they're battle hardened, you know, they're tough guys. Yeah. We gave them 2 days training, and their, I don't know how to say this, their efficacy with a knife, let's just sort of say that, went up 700% within 2 days training. We did the pen tests, you know. So we looked at them before, we tested them, how good, you know.
What they thought they were.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that was all done under proper, you know, empirical conditions. Yes. We did a test, we timed it, you know, we looked at the guys, trained them 2 days, they did it again. And then we said, I think we've got something here. Yeah. You know, we think we've got something here. Okay. And so that's why we started rolling it out as an instructor program. Great. For other clubs. And it's doing well. It's doing really well, yeah.
So you spreading that worldwide now, so there's an opportunity for instructors to adopt that program. It doesn't matter where they are, so you're going to have some online resources, and you're actually making yourself available to travel a bit more.
I'm making myself available for the next couple of years, and we've got a great team of guys who are back in the system, are all really experienced, been training with me for a number of years. So we're looking next year. Hopefully, we're going to make it out to Australia. Yes, yeah. Because all my mates keep running off there.
Yeah, it's a good place, you know.
Well, I know.
Yeah, I think I'll stay there a little bit longer.
Well, you never came back, did you?
No, I didn't. Well, I've come back visiting this place they're calling. It's a bit small, and the weather's not that crash on.
It's dreadful, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's getting better. They say it's
global warming.
Yeah, well, we can use that excuse, but we can say that it's grey and cold most days. But you know, this time of year, well, that's what it is. Yes. Now, getting back to this tour in Australia, because I'm pretty excited about it, actually, having you over there.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll be able to follow along.
You're a key player in this, actually. I mean, you're part of the reason, well, a big part of the reason that we've decided to come over, because obviously we were introduced together. And I know that you're the guy who's got all the connections in Australia.
I've got a couple of those.
Well, you're very well known. You're also very modest. You know, you're very well known. You come highly recommended. And so you are a big part of the decision that we've decided.
Well, hopefully, if that's a good motivator to get you over here, I think I've done my job then, haven't I? That's great, because we're looking forward to having you over there, and we're sort of mapping out where you would go. But what would appeal to a lot of people you know, we're all about promoting all martial arts. Yeah. And getting more people to participate in martial arts. And I like the ABC concept, because general people that haven't done martial arts, or even confident in any sport, they can start practicing and start being operational, realistically able to defend themselves.
Yeah, very quickly.
So that's how easy it is. So we're going to look at, you've got a seminar on very shortly.
Yeah.
And we're going to take some shots of that. And for those people who can go to the website we'll put up very shortly, where you can see some of the ABC techniques and follow along. So you can prepare yourself when Chris comes with his team to Australia. So make sure that you can participate in that, and we'll give him plenty of notice.
Yeah, we will.
So you can book in. So it's a coast trip, isn't it? So we're starting in Melbourne, do major cities, and then we're going to go up to Sydney, over the northern beaches, which I like.
Yeah.
And then we go up to Queensland. There's a good place called Nimbin for those viewers in Australia. No, it's a crazy place, really. Lots of hippie type people.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's a new agey area. It's Byron Bay.
Yeah.
Is the key place, and you're going to love that down there as well, before we go a little bit further.
Yeah, brilliant.
But thanks for being on the show, Chris.
Thanks for having
we're
me.
actually back in the studio in a few minutes, and Richard will be taking over. Okay, thanks.
Good to see you again. We'll see you out there on the mat.
Thanks, Chris. Okay,
Right,
it's back to you in the studio. Cheers.
Man's got a knife. Let's see. Very simple. Right, so we know the fight's on already, the knife's there, okay? Check, as we always do. We use deception. I don't go like this. Yeah, I look at him like this. Oh, what do you want? And then I enter. As I enter, I've got my body weight. I've checked. Push your knife forward. They react. Cut me however you want. Cut me. You see, you've got him. You know what he's doing. See, there's a cut to the wrist. Yeah, and enter offside. Very simple technique. So as soon as he puts his knife up, we don't wait for him to stab. Why don't we wait for him to stab? Why should you? He's got a knife. Cut him. Bang. Check. Cut. What are we cutting? Check. Okay? Let us see your partners. Off you go.